What do you feel like someone who's watching this now, right? They're overweight. What do you feel like they can do to immediately start making some level of a difference?
Yeah. First, you have to prioritize what foods do you like and what replacements. Especially when it comes to drinks, because drinks are always a sneaky way to gain calories.
Yeah.
Like if you take out all sodas, replace it with like 0-calorie sodas. I'm on the side where I feel like that's a really good way to replace it. If you do like sodas.
Yeah.
Sticking to water. Let's say if you like juices, right? Lemonade. There's a lot of diet like lemonades. Those are always good if you like citrus, right? So finding what those replacements are, especially when it comes to liquids, because that's a quick way to get rid of a ton of calories.
Yeah.
And then also like how do you cook, right? So how do we plan out cooking? Because a lot of times it can be like, oh, I don't have time, so I'm just gonna get my bad. The dog was
Yeah, I know. She's doing a lot. Come on, girl. Go ahead.
But when it comes to like how are we cooking? Like are we air frying our food, put in the oven, stir fry, and then also when it comes to time, do I have to cook every day after work, or can I dedicate one day to cook everything?
Sure.
Right. So we just have to think about what are the things that we like, because we don't need to eat everything in the world. We don't have to eat everything new. I don't have to eat steak one day, chicken the next, salmon the next, right? Maybe the whole week I just eat chicken. Maybe the whole week I just eat salmon, right? How can we make it simpler and the food that I like, but healthier?
I like that one. Because I think they say food is like 70% of it, typically.
I was like 80. Shoot.
Yeah, people even say 90. Like, even for me, I cut out, because I love juice. You know I love juice. I love soda. I started buying just 5-calorie juice. Like 5 calorie per serving.
I'm telling you, the long run makes a big difference.
I've cut down. Like, as far as fat around my waist and stuff like that. And those are definitely easy hacks. How about from a working out perspective? Because what I notice is, I've never experienced it, but I see some people and I'm like, you couldn't come work out with me day one. You know what I mean? Because if I did X or Y or Z, you would be like, it would be over. You know what I'm saying? You'd be over after the first set. Like, that would be a day's work. So I always ask myself, okay, if I was in my 300-pound life, how would I start getting active to eventually be able to do a pull-up or do some push-ups?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is being patient, right? Because nothing's happening in a day.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening in a day. Except 3 for your example, 300-pound life. I bet you they're not getting up and walking.
Yeah, I think that's a bad example. I think for them, just moving the arms is, you feel me?
Right.
But for someone who's 250, right, and you're 5'8",
yeah,
you probably just a walk, right? Just
but not
walking.
even just a walk, right? Like, we have to be strategic about it. We have to think like, how can I challenge myself so when I do other things, it'll be easier?
Yeah.
For example, like for walking, maybe do incline walks, maybe do Stairmaster, right? Challenge yourself a little bit, right? Because then what that translates to is, let's say that same person has a job where they end up walking a lot, right? Now they're doing incline walks. Okay, cool. So then they're at their job when they're fat level, or like a flat level, they're going to end up walking more because it's easier, right? And then losing more calories, right? So making doing movements and focusing on things that make your other areas of life easier, you'll end up losing more calories than you know. And I can say that with experience. Like, for example, when I was training just to make sure my mile time was in 7 minutes, because before, especially back when I was the little chubby kid in the beginning, it was like 12 minutes. Shoot,
right.
I literally run on
12-minute miles, crazy. I know. Gang. I'm not gonna finish it.
I know.
I don't think I've ever in life read it, but go ahead.
It was insane. Yeah. But forcing myself to run on incline, and then every now and then going flat, I realized like it made life so much easier. Walking around class, I feel lighter. Going up the stairs, I feel so much better. And what that does is make you more confident, which is kind of where going back to the fitness, when you're focusing on your health and how it translates to other places.
Yeah.
So
And so we're gonna eventually tie this into the content that you make and what you're looking to build. But first, when you mention what you mentioned, first thing that comes to my mind is, okay, you need a plan. Where do you go to get that plan? Most people go to social media. What are you seeing as negatively on social media that's influencing health? Because for me, I see so many fitness influencers, and it turns out, oh, this guy was on steroids.
Right.
So he has he has an advantage. You couldn't get those gains doing his workouts. Or I'll see, people are talking weight loss, but it's, buy my plan, and it's really just some chat GPT, non-personal So like, what are you seeing as far as like the fitness industry, its commercialization? What are the bad things that you're seeing?
I think the first thing people do wrong is that they don't find a creator that they can identify with. What I mean by that is, let's say if I live in, God forbid, Section 8 housing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this creator who has like a personal chef.
Yeah.
They have the nicest gym in the world, right? And I'm trying to learn from them, like, how can I lose weight, right? Their resources are completely different from what I have, right? So unless I, money wise, like, how can I do what they're doing if I don't have the same resources, right?
Yeah.
So how can I find a creator who is working with the stuff I have that I can easily apply in my life? So that's where I feel like a lot of people can get lost, because they're comparing people who have different resources and stuff like that than what they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that I like that, because finding someone that sort of is doing your same thing or has been through your same journey.
And also the same routines too. Like, is this somebody who, let's say they work in tech and then also work out, right? Because, okay, automatically they're probably going to have a similar schedule to you.
Yeah.
You also work in tech, right? Of course, most people, fitness creators, don't disclose that. But the ones who do, it makes it easier to, relate to. So who can you relate to is essentially what I'm saying.
And so I think in the past, people would get personal trainers because that person would know your story, know what you're working with, know your routine. Now these days,